boys and girls. It's time for Jerry's Outdoor Show. Heard exclusively right here on AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC, the voice of Muscatine. Powered by Indian Creek Lure Company, the Sicilian Pizzeria, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Pierce Custom Rods, Tailwater Marine, Deaf Guy Taxidermy, and RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. Like Jerry's Outdoor Show on Facebook. Jerry, our rods and reels are ready. Let's go fishing.
Well, good Friday morning, Muscatine. Here we are, another beautiful day, and you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. And joining me today is Wes Jordan.
Hey, buddy.
You're sitting in there. Now, did you go to broadcasting school? Because what I've noticed about you and Tim and Millie, you guys don't do the thing where, hey, it's Wes Jordan. I'm spinning the platters that matter right now. It's 7 after the hour. Your drive time is 50 till.
Those were the guys I wanted to punch in the face when I was a kid.
Is that a taught thing? I mean,
No.
they obviously they don't come home and go, hey, honey, it was a wonderful day at work. What do we got going on? Ooh, some macaroni and cheese, scrummy macaroni and cheese.
We called those guys pukey.
Okay, pukies.
Blech. Yeah.
Right.
And I grew up in the world where, well, I don't want to drop names of radio stations that I used to listen to as a kid in the Quad Cities, but one would be a Power.
Right.
And then eventually there was one that started. There was an X in the title somewhere.
Right.
And then there was a washer and a dryer that came on shortly.
Right.
So those were my idols.
Right.
And then I was introduced to this guy named Stern. And it's been downhill since. And
right.
I don't puke like the rest of them.
Right. So I just didn't know if that was a talk.
So-
Now, did you go to?
So Jerry.
He can do it, though.
I
He
can
can
do
do
it. I
it.
can do it. I've
He's from the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
You know, he come down to help us, and
Right.
he can do it.
I've seen Wolfman Jack. I've seen
Oh, yeah, the Wolfman. Come on, Wolfman gonna be out here. The Wolfman gonna be playing jazz. It's Wolfman.
and he's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a level of puke there. Just a level. I mean, he's fantastic. I mean, he gets what he guys like Casey Kasem.
Right.
A little pukey.
Yeah.
A little pukey. Then I would see like what's that movie that George Lucas did?
Star Wars?
No, before Star Wars. The 50s drive-in type movie.
American Graffiti.
That there was some pukey guys on there too.
Yeah. So we all learned what
not to do.
If we've learned nothing today, folks, that term for people that talk like this in the radio business are pukey.
Pukey.
Well, that's one thing I can cross off the bucket list. But
most
anyway,
news people are like that.
Okay.
Most. I didn't say all.
Why don't you just go ahead and tell us everything you hate about the radio business? We can sit back. But anyway, hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show, and joining me today, besides Wes Jordan, is my good friend Lonnie Ford and my good friend RB Randy Brewer. What do you boys know?
Hit the floor running.
Hit the floor running.
Got some pressure in the sky today. If I wasn't here, you know where I'd be.
Yep, you know
I was
what?
supposed to be last night.
Well, you was, and that's the thing. This is what happens when I talked to him yesterday morning. RB says to me, he goes, hey, well, you can give me a call about 3 o'clock, and we'll all head out to the river there and see if we can get us some flatheads. All right, cool beans, I'll give you a holler. So this is what happens at 3 o'clock. You call. Bring. But this is RB, leave message. This is RB, leave message. This is RB. After about the fifth time,
don't ever give up.
Forget it.
Don't ever give up.
I gave up, and I loaded up my boat, and I said, I'm going out without you. I went out to Chicken Creek, and the crappie and the bluegill were biting good, my friends.
Yep.
Very good. I ended up getting about a 14-incher last night, some nice bluegills, and it was beautiful, except for the gnats, man. The gnats just went gangbusters. And I didn't have any bug soother. All I had was
2 packs of smokes.
That's basically what I went through. I mean, they forced me off the water at 7 o'clock. It's like, if I don't get off this water now, I'm going to die of lung cancer. Seriously. I mean, I wasn't smoking. I was just burning cigarette stuff,
Keep the smoke going.
Well, my boat, the bottom of my boat has carpet in it. So I thought, well, you know what? I could light that on fire. Maybe I was pretty close. It's water,
They were bothering him, weren't they?
But I had the dog with me, so if I didn't come home with the dog, my wife would be pretty upset.
How comes that dog wasn't smoking?
She was too busy running back and forth out there. Chicken Creek, the guy that lives out there's got like 6 or 7. He's got a dog pack out there. And I swear, my dog is incredible. Her hearing, she can be all the way upstairs in the other corner of the house. And if I sneak downstairs and open up the refrigerator and just kind of gently pull open a cheese wrapper, that dog's down there in 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
But I can yell at her all night long when she's out there in the yard goofing around, and she ignores me. So who knows how it goes?
I had one like that in 74.
There you go.
Dog.
A dog? So anyway, that's what we got going on here. I know, like I said, Chicken Creek was really good last night. It's getting turned on. Water temp's about 70. Sunday morning or Saturday night, a good friend of mine I haven't seen in about 25 years tagged me on Messenger. He said, hey, we're going down to Big Hollow on Sunday. You want to tag along? I said, sure, we'll go down there. And, brother, let me tell you, you want to talk about dinner plate? Bluegill. Now, we caught 2 in a spot, and then they'd shut off. Then we'd move, and we'd catch another 2. But we were throwing back some bluegill that a lot of people would be taking home and filleting.
Right.
So we had a pile of them there in the basket, and then we both kind of looked at each other and said, well, you know what? That's too many to clean. So lucky enough, there was another guy that we knew, and he came cruising and said, you want these bluegill? Yeah, he took them. But, man, they had some shoulders.
You don't remember we got a fish fry coming up?
I know that, but that's a ways away. Well, I
got time.
I got time. But the thing is, and people started tagging me once I started saying, hey, they're really biting good at Big Hollow. They're like, where at? Here's the trick to Big Hollow. If you've never been to Big Hollow, what you want to look for, and there's only a couple of them, but a couple of these trees that are standing out of the water.
Just a couple?
Just a couple.
I think you're full of bull.
You know what? It's been a while since I've been down there, and I can't remember that the water is that clear.
Well, after they flood one like that, it will be brown and murky because of the decaying.
Right.
But you got to remember, that was 8 years ago when they did that.
Right.
So she's going to settle,
right,
and burn up some of that.
Well, as me and my friend were talking about, it's like there's almost too much structure in there. I mean, it's everywhere, brother. But that water was crystal clear. I mean, it was almost as clear as deep lakes.
Yeah.
So other than that, let's get on with your fishing report and see what else is happening around the area.
Big Hollow Lake.
Water clarity is good. The duckweed is back again, but anglers can work around it without too much trouble. Water temperature is running in the mid-60s. Black crappie are rated as fair. Last Friday's cold snap pushed the crappies out to 15 foot, but anglers were still able to catch a few. Bluegill are rated as good. The male bluegills are in shallow, staging for spawn. Worm and bobber will catch them. Try the gravel flats or around jetties.
Coralville Reservoir.
The lake is beginning to rise to summer pool. Boating above Bobber's Marina is not recommended at this time. White and black crappie fair on warm days. Try shallow rock and wood. On cooler days, try brush piles off the bank a bit. And channel catfish are rated as fair.
Deep Lake Spark.
Last weekend's cold snap slowed the fishing way down, but the forecasted warm-up should bring the fish back in. Largemouth bass are fair. Work the brush piles and the fallen trees, and you should be able to find some bass.
Diamond Lake.
Black crappie, excellent. Look for crappies around shallow rock and brush. There are 2 age classes of crappies being caught, which are about 7 to 8 and 9 to 11 inches. Tube jigs have been most productive. Chartreuse and black have been working well. Bluegill are rated as fair also. Some 7 to 8 inch fish are being caught on worms and small jigs.
Iowa Lake.
Black crappie, bluegill, and bass are all rated as fair.
Lake Belvedere.
The bluegills are rated good and fairly shallow and getting ready to spawn. Black crappie are slow. Anglers are having a hard time to find the crappies. My guess is that they moved back out in the deep into the flooded timber after the last cold snap.
Lake Darling.
Water temperatures are back up around 64 degrees after last weekend's cold snap. Water clarity is down to about 3.5 feet after last week's rain, but is recovering. Black crappie are fair, bluegill are good, and largemouth bass are also rated as good. The bass are in shallow, feeding on little crappies that haven't moved out to the deep yet.
Lake Geode.
Water clarity is good. Water temp is about 64 degrees. Cool nights in the mid-40s is keeping it from getting much warmer. Good numbers of anglers have been out on the lake. Bluegill, they're rated as good. The male bluegills are in shallow staging for spawn, focused on areas just outside the bedding areas.
Lake McBride.
Black crappie fair. The bite should improve this weekend. Try fishing around shallow rock and wood. Many fish are 9 to 10 inches. Largemouth bass are fair. Surface temperatures this week at Lake McBride are in the low 60s. Walleye fair. Anglers trolling spinner rigs and crankbaits have had some success. Most fish are between 13 and 18 inches.
Lake Sigma.
Black crappie fair. Use jigs or minnow combinations. Target areas in the flooded timber or rocky shorelines. Largemouth bass fair. Target shorelines or rock jetties using crankbaits or spinnerbaits. Jig and pig combos should also be tried, and walleye are rated as fair too.
Lost Grove Lake.
Water clarity remains good. Temp is in the low mid-60s. Black crappie is good. The crappies will still be plenty active near the shore. Lots of 9-inch fish and some 10-inch range.
Mississippi River Pool 16.
Mississippi River pools 16 through 19's tailwater stages have been falling the past few days. Main channel water temperatures around 59 to 60 degrees. Fishing has been slow. Tailwater stage at Lockingham 15 in the Quad Cities is 9.02 and falling. Channel catfish are rated as slow. Walleye are rated as slow. Smallmouth bass are slow. Some smallmouth bass are being caught in Sylvan Slough around bridges. Try casting a jig with a white twister tail.
Mississippi River Pool 17.
Tailwater stage at Lockingham 16 and Muscatine is 7.78 feet and falling. The ramp at Big Timber is open, and we have not received any fishing report on this pool for this week.
That's your fishing report for the week. Get out there and enjoy the great outdoors that Iowa has to offer.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, we'll fine tune it a little bit, but it's a little bit better than me coming in here and tripping over my tongue because
and forgetting part of it.
Well, there's just so much now. We're starting to get good reports coming in. Last night, I hardly ever see anybody at Chicken Creek. Last night there was 4 boats out there.
It's getting the season.
It's recreational boating season is upon us. And after we come back from break, our good friend Joe Fordyce from the Iowa DNR will be on with us. And because I'm getting all these emails all of a sudden, he's like, do I need an oar? Do I need a life jacket? Do I need a whistle? So you know what? We're just going to clean it all off with one shot. We'll have Joe. He's the authority on it, and he'll tell us what we need and what we have to have so everybody's safe out there. Now, like I said, the recreational season has started. Now,
I got pegged already, Jerry.
Oh, you mean by the DNR?
Yeah, DNR.
Yeah, we were both in the same boat.
Right.
Yeah, don't you remember?
Yeah, we was legal on one side and we was illegal on my side.
Yeah.
Basically, the problem what happened was right before we left my park, my wife went and put them stickers on. Right then, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well, evidently on the way to the river, one of them blew off.
Yeah.
So here I am with legal on one side and illegal on the other.
What was neat about that was Eliza County. What's his name? The DNR down there.
You have to ask me that on air.
Okay. What was the name of the DNR agent down there in Eliza County? Anyway, real nice kid. Well, they're all kids now. And, he stopped by. He was,
he's a good guy.
Yeah,
good guy.
He was on top of the tubes there, that little bridge there, and he hollers down, hey, how come you got a red sticker on one side and a green sticker on the other? And he came down and he talked to us, and you know what? We had a good conversation with him, and not once did he ask for our licenses. You know?
Well, pretty much.
Well, I mean, he knows us and this and that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people I talk to, they're like all scared of the DNR.
Right. They're not
and you don't have to, right. And he just, like he said, and Bobby did put the stickers on right there, and I'm not blaming Bobby, don't get me wrong, but she had put the stickers on right before we left, and we got out there, it was like, well, she had 2 of them, and like I said, it must have washed off or something
Blew
like
off.
that. Yeah, exactly. So no harm, no foul.
But, I put them on and thought I would straighten it up a little bit, and them boogers don't come off very good.
No.
So now that just blew off.
Right.
I don't know.
So other than that, it was without incident. But the point I'm trying to make is now that recreational fishermen are coming on strong, a little word of advice, if you're a new boat owner, if you just happen to buy a boat with a trailer, a busy boat ramp is not a place to practice backing up a boat trailer.
But if you want to get a malt and have some fun, just drive down to the river and watch them loading back up their boat.
And they can be tricky. I understand. First couple times going off, you got a short tongue, long tongue on there. It can be a while, but when it gets to a point where I want to say, dude, there's no women out here. Why don't you get out of the truck and just let me do it for you? And nobody needs to know.
Nobody needs to know.
Right. Or give me 5 minutes to let me get mine put in, and I'll pull it right out, and you can continue on with what you got going on. So it can be a little bit frustrating. What do you know on the fishing side of things, Randy? They got Big Timber open, right?
Yep. We got the rivers down, and it ain't dropping fast, so it ain't really messing up any fish.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it drops too fast, you might as well just stay home because unless you're back in the breaks and game fishing. But as far as the catfish, when it starts dropping fast, flathead and catfish just don't do it. But it's working good now, and it's going where we want it. Like you said, the recreational, they're going to be practicing this weekend for next weekend.
Yep.
Because the next weekend they get the extra day.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Or the extra juice or whatever they drink.
So what
as far as, like you said, you went down to Wood on Sunday. And Odessa's been doing pretty good. More on the southern side of it, not the northern side.
Okay.
And as far as the tubes goes, this year so far, there ain't been nothing going on in the tubes because it's just dead water. They're not doing a lot with the lake.
Right.
So,
well, that's always a big complaint is the duck hunters run that down there.
Yeah.
So it goes back and forth.
Politics.
We're not gonna get in the middle of that here. So Lonnie, what's going on in Cedar? Cedar looks like it's maintaining.
Yes. I happened to check Facebook last night and some other people's that up around the Rochester area. My brother, for one, they caught some real nice 1-2 pound channel cat.
Oh yeah.
Off of lines and.
The Iowa and the Cedar both are holding, not dropping drastically.
Right.
And on my pond, looks like to me, I went out early this morning, and the bass, it looked like they're getting ready to do something. They're really working the banks and the gravel areas and making nests and getting ready.
Spawn is on. Yep. I believe the bluegills.
And usually it's like bluegill, crappie, and bass.
Right.
But I think this is going to be one of them years where they got to all go at once.
Well, yeah, it's been a messed up year. It's been on and off, cold, warm, cloudy, a lot of overcast days and stuff like that. But not here when I'm doing my show. The sun is shining, and we're going to slide into a little commercial break, and we're going to be right back with Jerry's Outdoor Show. Don't you change that dial. We've got some more great fishing advice coming up. Actual fishing advice may not be helpful. Right here on Jerry's Outdoor Show on KWPC AM 860 and 95.1 FM.
Is your boat not starting well or running to its fullest potential? Have Nigel at Tailwater Marine take a look and have it running tip-top again. Conveniently located on Mississippi Drive, just south of downtown Muscatine, Tailwater Marine has years of experience and the skills to keep you worry-free on the water. Tailwater also carries towables, water toys, and accessories for your fun and safety on the water. Call Tailwater Marine, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
Pierce Custom Rods are handcrafted of the finest materials available and designed to provide the most enjoyable fishing experience imaginable. Each rod features a perfect blend of power, action, and detail customized for the user. If you want the utmost in performance, quality, feel, and appearance from your custom rods, choose Pierce Custom Rods. Search Pierce Custom Rods and like them on Facebook or call 563-299-8645.
Mitchell Arms and Ammo is your locally owned gun shop. They're a small shop with a huge inventory that puts its customers first. Owner Troy Mitchell takes his time to find the right firearm to fit your needs. Visit them online today at mitchellarms.com or like them on Facebook for special offers and start searching their thousands of accessories and firearms available. They offer online pricing and local pickup. No freight or extra fees. Just add tax and pick up at the store in a few days. Warranties honored locally too. Stop by Mitchell Arms and Ammo on Plaza Place in Muscatine And now back to more Jerry's Outdoor Show. If you've missed part of this episode or any other episode, what were you thinking? Give Jerry's Outdoor Show a like on Facebook. Listen to past episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and jerry'souttdoorshow.com. From the Port Louisa News Studio and Trailer House, here's Inside the Outdoors with Hermit Longhorn.
Well, it says here, authorities recovered a decomposed human leg from the Mississippi River in Grover Heights last Wednesday. A group of kids discovered the leg. What the? Lester, I told you, don't be frying up farts in the skillet when Hermit's trying to read the news. Now open up the windows. These big media companies got deadlines and all. Just knock it off, Lester. Like I was saying, a group of kids discovered the leg floating in the water along the shoreline just south of the Rock Island Swing Bridge Recreational Pier. Dan Bianconi, a captain with the Dakota County Sheriff's Office, released a statement later that afternoon saying if you're missing a leg or know someone that's missing a leg, please contact the Dakota County Sheriff's Office immediately. No, Lester, we ain't gonna go around asking all one-legged folks if they want their leg back. No, Lester, I told you I got band practice. Ain't got time for that. We whipping up songs to play at Jerry's Fish Fry next month. Well, anyways, it says here, according to the Iowa DNR, a high percentage of male drowning victims are recovered with their fly open. Dang, makes you wonder what they're doing before they're drowning in oil. I know it. World's a crazy place these days. Yep, you just never know what's going on in people's heads when they're doing what they're doing. Hey, Lester, here's something we should do. Looks like the Conesville Redneck Revival's going to take place Friday, May 27th through Sunday, May 29th at the Conesville Dragway. It says here the event is for ages 21 and older. It's an old-school adult outdoor festival with many acres of camping, musical performances and entertainers, along with vendor lands, party buildings, and drag bike racing. Dang, Lester, that sounds like the place we should be. You get us some schlitz and head on up there. I want to ride them drag bikes. And next, a word from our sponsors. Today's news brought to you by Dunner & Dunner Law Firm. Just because you got divorced don't mean you still can't be brother and sister. Call Dunner & Dunner Law Firm today. Well, there you'll have it. This is Hermit Longhorn reporting from the inside of the Outdoor Show.
Sounds like down home in Missouri.
Boy, you sure hard on Missouri sometimes.
Yeah, I know. It's hanging down there off of Iowa.
There you go. But ain't that, did you say Bobby's from Missouri?
No, wife? Her family is.
Her family is. Oh, well, that makes all the difference.
She's from Illinois.
Now, did you guys catch that little bit there on the news there?
Well, that's what I was telling Lonnie was, 90%
of male.
Who would even think 90% of male drownings are found without a life jacket? But if you want to make it look real, make sure their fly is down too, because they tell them, Jerry.
It is. I looked it up. It's a fact. Most male bodies retrieved from a river system, their fly is unzipped. Their zipper is down.
Yeah.
It's the current.
Well, I don't believe it's the current.
Well, I know that earlier this spring when the water was still very cold, my brother, he was standing on the edge of the boat.
Yeah.
He went in.
Yeah.
Got himself back out.
But when you go into the water, you're not, oh boy, in case I drown, I better zip up my pants.
Yeah. You don't want to let water in.
So the lesson here is always wear, if you're into that kind of turbulent situation, you should always have your personal flotation device on and bring a coffee can.
Do the coffee can.
Yeah.
Stay off the side of the boat.
Yeah, I'm just saying it can happen. I've been out there a couple times, but it's usually when I have to do it. Nature calls. I'm out in the middle of the thing, and then there's always like a bridge going over, so you're always trying to. Okay, I don't see any cars coming, so now here comes the school bus, Hey, kids. Yeah. Local radio show guy.
They can't see your bait hanging anyway.
Well, anyway, we're anxiously waiting on Joe Fordyce to give us a call right now. And I don't see the phone lines that they're on, right?
Yeah.
I was going to mention one other thing, Jerry. There's a bunch of walking footballs around.
Walking footballs?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, I've got probably 25 to 30 hatchling geese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that hatched out at my place, and they're all in families, and they got the down on them right now. They're starting to feather a little bit, but they look like walking footballs out there.
Yeah, they do. I noticed there was a bunch of them out at Chicken Creek. Did it seem like the Canadians hung around a lot this year?
Yes, I've seen them a lot all winter long. And my particular area, my pond never froze over this year at all. And I had geese and ducks most all winter, all the way through.
Well, this is kind of awkward. I think old Joe forgot about us. I've been sending him text messages and he ain't responding yet.
Uh-oh.
So basically what this segment was going to be.
On their boat.
Well, maybe he's out
caught
fishing.
Somebody with their fly down.
Maybe he did. Maybe he's out there. Can you give me a little more volume? And maybe that's what happened. I'm not for sure. But anyway, what I can go off of it is what I know. Now, this was going to be about boater safety and what items that you need to have in your boat if you're going to be out on the Iowa waters. Number one thing you have to have a whistle, or you have to have some sort of a audible horn, like those
air horns.
Air horns. You have to have a throwable device.
Yes.
And usually there's some kind of certification on those. There has to be a tag on there. And all this stuff can be found at iowadnr.com, what you need to have. Yes, you need a paddle. You need an oar, some type of thing. If you're
not a broom,
you can use a broom, I guess. If you
that works.
If you want to call it an oar, we'll go with that. Yeah. But no, you have to have an oar or a paddle, just a singular one on your boat. That's for a basic.
Even if you have a trolling motor,
you
still have to have a paddle of some kind.
Correct. Just in case you get somewhere it doesn't work. I borrowed Randy's 2-man boat one time, and that trolling motor didn't work, and I didn't have an oar. That was on me. So lucky for me, I was able to cast over, and just take my rod.
Doggy paddling behind it?
Nope, put a big jig on it, slam it over, got a tree, pulled myself up in the tree, and commenced to calling Randy.
Took him a little time with that 4-pound test.
A little bit, but the drag was working crazy. But that's expressly the reason why you need to have a paddle on your boat.
Even if you got the trolling motor.
Now, that's with the trolling motor. Now, if you have a gasoline outboard engine on your boat, you're going to need a fire extinguisher. And I believe you also your battery needs to be in a plastic case.
Yep.
Okay. And you also need life jackets that fit everybody that's on your boat. They must be in good shape, and they must be able to fit the person that they are. Now, the size that they are. Now, children. Now, Buckshot, he had his life jacket on. What's the cutoff for children? I mean,
I really don't know. I've always played the rule: if you ain't 15, you ain't getting in the boat without a jacket, because I know kids have to have them on at all times. Mm-hmm. The adult does not have to. But
that way, so the kid can be on the boat and say, "Yeah, the last time I saw Grandpa, he went floating that way."
Or you get mad at the kid and throw him in the water. That's how I learned.
But that's what we know.
And then on your like my 2-man boat, I'm pretty sure, and Joe can clear it up, that I've never had one, and they've never asked me for one. But I've never had to have a fire extinguisher because I had no gas on board.
Right. You don't have.
But when you got the gas on board, then you have to have fire extinguisher.
Right. Exactly. And you got to remember too. Like I said, go to iowadnr.com. It'll have all all the rules and regs right there that you need to know. Or you can call us up and ask us.
If the phones are working.
If the phones are working.
Yeah, phones are working.
Can anybody call to see if phones are working?
Well, we can do that here in a minute, but I think Joe just must have got hung up, and maybe we can get him on a later section. But that's as far as I know what you need on boats. You guys know anything else?
I know that your PFDs have to be stamped by the U.S. Coast Guard.
Correct.
There has to be a monogram. So these little floaties that you use in the pool do not count to throw out.
Right, exactly. They have to be certified life vests.
Yeah.
And the thing, they have to be in good condition. Mm-hmm. You can't leave them all molded up at the bottom of the boat, and then the DNR stops and say, put that jacket on, would you? Show me it fits.
Ain't you supposed to have a rope tied to it, too?
To what?
To your throw device.
Your throwable?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to have a rope.
See, that's why we needed Joe.
Right, exactly.
That's the two little things that, I'm pretty sure about the fire extinguisher.
Right.
Yes.
But at one time, they did have us keeping a rope on our throw device.
Right. I don't know exactly on that one. I mean,
because you can't help a guy if you just throw it at him.
Well, there again, what's good a throwable device if you're out fishing by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm drowning here. So,
but those throwing devices, they've got them big black handles on them. So, if somebody does throw you one, you want to immediately put it on your chest and your arms in that, or put it behind you and your arms in, because they're big enough to get your arms in.
See, what I have on my boat, and it's accessible, and that's the other thing, these things have to be readily and accessible, and, that's going to help you out. And hopefully, maybe this is Joe right here. Hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show.
How you doing?
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm a little late with the call, but
that's all right. You came at a perfect time because we're all kind of stumbling here. But with the recreational boating, Joe, what do we need to have on the boat there, bud?
A life jacket for everybody on board. Children under 13 and under have to have it worn at all times when the boat's underway. Got to have an audible device, such as a horn or a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have a fire extinguisher in the boat. And then in a throwable, Type 4 throwable device for everybody, or for each vessel.
Okay, now Randy brought up the question, do you need to have a rope attached to the throwable?
It's not required by law. Good idea, but not required by law.
Okay. And as far as...
And the other thing we recommend, too, is that every boat keep a paddle, or, everybody have a paddle in their boat as well.
Okay, so is that recommended, or is that...
That's just recommended. It's not required.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. But I got them on mine. Now, as far as the fire extinguisher, say you just have an electric trolling motor, are you required to have a fire extinguisher in there if you don't have any gas motors or anything like that?
I believe it's a 10 horse and over has to have the fire extinguisher.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. And now, once again, we had you on earlier this season. We were talking about the hen tags.
Yep.
How's that going? Mine are fixed. They're on my boat and all that, so I'm totally compliant. Are you finding a lot of people that haven't complied yet? Do they still have time, or has the time ran out on this? What do they do?
No, time hasn't run out on it yet. But they're not going to allow you to register your boat for the which all the registrations expired on April 30th. So if you go try to get your boat registered, unless you have updated your HIN. If you got one of them letters from the state saying that you need to, they're not going to allow you to register your boat until you do. So,
so they actually send you a letter, Joe?
Yeah, everybody that needed to update their HIN got sent a letter.
Right. I went down to get mine, and she says, well, because I mentioned that number, she says, well, luckily all of yours are okay to go. And it's like, maybe I got more than I remember. But I was good to go with multiple boats.
Everybody that needed to do some type of updating got sent a letter.
Right. I got 3 boats. I had one that I got the letter on. The other 2 I already had the numbers for them, but the tags weren't visible. So you know what? I went to Phoenix Products, not paid endorsement or anything like that. I went down there. They engraved it for me.
Yeah.
$7 is what it cost me per tag.
So why not?
It took a week for them to engrave it. Took it home. Got it mounted on the boat, so now we're all good and legal. Now, also, when I go to sell the boat, nobody has any problems,
catching back up.
And that's where I typically run into where the issue is at, is when people are transferring boats from a person to person, and they haven't brought the current registration up to date, and they go to try to sell it. Well, then what happens is you have to get the boat bonded, and it's a big, long, drawn-out process with the state where you have to get the boat valued by a dealer. You got to send in 3 times the amount of the value of the boat to the state. They hang on to it for 3 years. After 3 years, they send you your registration and your money back. And it's just a way to mitigate that. Yeah, it's a big, long, drawn-out process, and it makes it a headache for everybody. So
buyer beware.
Yeah, basically.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I buy these boats, like I said before. And
they ain't tagged them in 8-10 years.
Well, no, 3 years. Because usually your registrations are 3 years.
Yeah.
And by the time I get it, that boat's already changed hands 4 times. So I'm trying to go back and find the original guy that had it, and nobody knows nothing.
That's the easiest way to get it up to date.
Right. And that's just, I run into that all the time. Now, like, if it's, like, been laying out there and it's got a sticker on there from 1973, that's usually, we can get that taken care of. It's laid out in the weeds or this or that. But anything like with a 2013, 2016, whatever, who knows how many times that boat, and so they're running around on those tags like that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And that's the other thing, too, is that people will buy a boat that the registration is still good for 2 years, so they won't put it into their name.
Yep.
Because they're just writing the registration out, which is illegal. They get caught doing it, they'll get a ticket. The other time that you see this is like somebody bought a boat that sat in a farm pond for 25 years.
Yeah.
Over. You run into it in that situation. And then some states like Michigan, they don't require their boats to be titled up there. So if somebody buys a boat off eBay from Michigan and they bring it to Iowa, there's no paperwork, no title, no nothing. It becomes a hassle.
So and you got to inspect it and go through all that long, what you was talking.
Well, like I said, that one I bought from Illinois was a John boat. Same thing. It swapped hands 150 times. Then trying to get title search from Illinois took, I don't have the boat anymore. I finally gave it to a guy from Illinois that has a farm pond. I said, here, take it, because I'm not messing with this business anymore. So now we're coming up upon recreational season here, Joe. I know you guys at the DNR are just heavily anticipating that. Do you got any other advice for potential boaters and recreationalers out there this season?
If it rains a lot, stay off the river. There's, submerged objects everywhere. It's a hazard. At night, don't operate your boat on plane. It's not illegal, but it's just not recommended that you do. Obviously don't drink and boat. That's my recommendations for the upcoming season.
All right, cool beans, Joe. I'm glad you took time out this morning. We'll talk to you a little bit later, buddy. All right, that was Joe Fordyce with the DNR. We're going to slide in a commercial break, and we're going to be right back. Hey, you're listening to Jerry's Outdoor Show on KWPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM.
Well, what the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Indian Creek Lure Company is your family-owned tackle shop. They carry the finest in bass fishing products. They carry items not found anywhere else. In fact, if they don't have it, you don't need it. Indian Creek Lure Company specializes in the more specialized tackle. Indian Creek also carries Dobbins and Denali fishing rods, as well as their own line of Indian Creek rods. They can help you spec out a custom rod that's the perfect fit for you, and they cater to bass clubs and tournament anglers. Check out their website, IndianCreekLures.com today. Are you looking for a reliable taxidermist who does superior work? Here's taxidermist Shannon Spooner telling you in sign language why he's the best around. Oh, we forgot to mention, he's deaf. Deaf Guy Taxidermy in Clinton mounts every type of game imaginable, from deer and coyotes, fish and ducks, you name it, he can mount it. Text him, please. Don't call 563-613-4411 or send him an email to deafguytaxidermy@icloud.com. Deaf Guy Taxidermy, proud sponsor of Jerry's Outdoor Show. Listen on KWPC Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Shannon wishes he could.
The place where he was born and raised.
Sounds like a place to fish or baiting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experience fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
That's a spicy meatball.
The Sicilian Pizzeria in Wilton is now serving domestic and import beer plus wine that complement all the great dishes prepared by owner and our friend Gary Brown. The Sicilian brings you the taste of New York Sicilian-style pizza plus Chicago favorites like Italian beef, meatball, and many more delicious authentic sandwiches. Really hungry? Order a Chicago-style stuffed pizza. Mouth-watering good. It's the Sicilian Pizzeria, 912 West 5th Street in Wilton. Call and place your order with Gary today at 563-732-9396. Satisfy your taste buds with the Sicilian.
And now back to more Jerry's Outdoor Show. If you've missed part of this episode or any other episode, what were you thinking? Give Jerry's Outdoor Show a like on Facebook. Listen to past episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and jerry'souttdoorshow.com.
I tell you what, folks, an hour goes by so quickly here in the studio. I know probably for you guys listening on the radio, it lasts forever out there. But anyway, hey, we got on the phone with us. We got a brand new bait and tackle shop that opened up here in Muscatine, and we got the owner on the phone with us right now. So say hello to Fred from Muddy River Bait and Tackle. How you doing this morning, Fred?
Uh-oh.
Are you there, Fred?
He's not your friend.
Fred's a little hard of hearing.
Hey, you there?
There you go. How you doing, Fred?
Good, Jerry. How you doing this morning?
Excellent. So today's your big grand opening. How's that going, Fred?
Yeah, we've had several customers in buying worms and minnows and catfish bait. It's doing pretty good.
So tell everybody out there where you're located at, my friend.
We're located at 216 Green Street, down in the south end of town. A lot of people think it's Grandview Avenue, but it's actually Green Street right here, across from where the old Carver pump used to be.
Right, absolutely. So what made you decide you throw your hat into the business, the high lucrative business of selling bait?
Well, I've always hunted and fished all my life. My son and I, we talked about it last year and kind of kicked it around, but we couldn't find anything. And about, 3-4 weeks ago, he called me and says, Dad, we're opening up a bait shop. He said, I got a building. So that's how it started. So
that's how it starts. Now, you know my good friend Randy Brewer, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. They before they did, they used to come and buy bait from me.
Uh-huh.
Quite a bit.
Well, maybe they still will.
Hey, I've been in 5 years of it. I could go fishing now.
There you go.
I got a friend.
That's going to be my next question, Fred. Do you like to fish?
I love to fish.
Well, you can forget about that,
pal. It's over.
But yeah, hey, Randy and I can work together. There's plenty of guys out there wanting to buy bait and that.
Oh, there's plenty of room for everybody, my friend.
That's right.
Absolutely. Right. So what is the focus of your business? Your bass, crappie, catfish? Who are you?
Catfish, crappie, and walleye probably mostly. Maybe have some bass stuff, but go to the pan fishermen, the cat fishermen, and the walleye guys.
And that's kind of what I do is I stock with the stuff we use right here.
Right.
Yep.
You know.
Exactly.
If I'm going to Minnesota, I'm going to go to a shop up in Minnesota.
Right. Well, the thing I found from being in the business, too, is this day and age of the Internet really makes it tough for if you want to try to cater to the bass crowd.
Yeah.
Because they can get anything in a day off the Internet, and they're probably going to get it a little bit better price than you're going to be able to give it to them. But
when you got Bass Pro up at Des Moines or over at Peoria, an hour and a half, 2 hours away, guys spend a day, go up there and that. And
right.
Yeah, it's,
but I can't afford some of them prices, so I kind of got to shop in my own shop.
Store.
I can't either, Randy. I can't either, tell you the truth.
Well, that's the thing is what I always focused my business on was the terminal tackle. the stuff you're going to lose. When you're going out to the Cedar, you're going to lose a gob of hooks.
And a bunch of split shots.
Yep.
And throw in a bag of bobbers at a buck a piece.
I got plenty of them for you. So what kind of hours you running down there, Fred?
6 to 6, 7 days a week.
Ooh.
There goes that fishing trip.
Now, how big of a TV screen do you got on the wall down there?
Nothing right now.
You'll have one by the end of the week, I guarantee.
Yeah, there's going to be one. We have the outdoor channel on anyway.
There you go. So, anyway, you got a big grand opening going on today. I believe the station will be down there. Me and Randy and Lonnie will probably be down right after the show. But you got a big live remote going on. What are we doing for that?
The guy in the grill's down here. He's going to be grilling dogs, and I think you guys are going to do some promotions. And for the 2 hours you guys are doing down here, you can buy 1 dozen of live bait at regular price, and the second dozen is 93 cents.
All right, that's a heck of a deal. And look forward to meeting you, Fred.
Yeah, I hope you guys come on down and look forward to meeting you guys too.
We'll be down there in a little bit.
And help with your grand opening.
Right.
No
Tell them to put a couple hot dogs on for us, and we're good to go. I'll talk to you later, Fred.
All right, you guys take care.
Thank you, Fred.
All righty. That was Fred from Muddy River Bait and Tackle down there on Green Street. Grand opening today. Always nice to have somebody else in the bait business.
Well, hello there. It's the Colonel, and it's your time to win a prize on Jerry's Outdoor Show. I say, just give him a ring-a-dingy on the telephone. I say 563-263-8600, and you could win. Brought to you from our good friends at JB's Fish Sauce. Check them out at jbsfishsauce.com. And remember, fish just can't lay off the sauce. I say, good luck.
That's right. Give me a call right now at 563-263-8600, and you win. It's just that easy. Hey, everybody that's won that JB's Fish Sauce, they're saying, by gosh, that stuff works. I tried a little bit of it last night when I was crappie fishing. You know, I had that mosquito repellent on my hands, and our good friend James, he said, hey, that's a no-go if you get any of that on your bait. So you make sure you use that JB's, and by God, that's where that 14-inch crappie come from.
Yeah.
Right after I doused it with that.
Wiped off your stinking smell, because
90%
of it is the human smell they don't like.
Right. I wiped off my smell and put the anise smell on it.
The anise?
It's anise, A-N-I-S-E.
That's what it is.
It's got crawdad,
licorice,
garlic. Have you tried yours out?
I did the coffee.
You did the coffee?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm catching fish anyway. Whether it really helped or not.
That's a ringing indoor. I've been fishing with that guy. We'll talk afterwards. But anyway, give us a call right now, 563-263-8600, and you win. It's just that simple. But anyway, what I want to get on to right now, and I saved this towards the end of it, because I didn't want to open the show up, and I didn't want to set a bad tone for it. But if you've been listening to KWPC all this week, some good friends, one of my wife's best friends, Danette, and her husband Greg, have short hair, German short hair dogs, hunting dogs. They're fine dogs. Expensive dogs. They live out towards the Nichols area, and they let their dogs run. They have pretty expansive area. I'm not sure that they let them run, but they can wander around the property or whatever. Well, a couple of their dogs got loose, and it's not like them not to come home. And this was on or around about May 4th. And like I said, KWPC has been doing a fantastic job of putting this out here all week about these lost dogs. And I'm going to tell you, they're close and dear personal friends of ours. And me and my wife, we don't have children. And Greg and Danette, they don't have children. These dogs are their children. Just like my wife and me's dogs are our children.
No, yours is the dogs. Hers is the pigeons.
They're the pigeons and the dogs. But the point I'm trying to make is these people love their dogs deeply, very deeply, and it's very personal to them. And they made a call to me last night for me to say, and this is the information that I have to pass along to anybody out there listening or might have seen something or know that they've seen something. they pretty much have got them spotted with several reports of them being spotted down in Fruitland. They're reasonably sure that somebody has their dogs. They've changed out the collars and put shock collars on them so they can't run. If you are the person or you know the people that might have a 7-month-old female and a 10-year-old male that they didn't have a couple weeks ago and now they have them, the circle is closing in on you, my friends. They're close. What they're doing is a final plea to you out there, and they're asking, please, very, very please, if you have their dogs, please take them to the Humane Society in Muscatine. Drop them off. No questions asked. Drop the dogs off. Go about your business, and let's put an end to this. They have offered up $1,000 reward for each dog. Now, imagine your child or your children getting kidnapped or something. This is the same thing. Yes, they're highly prized dogs, but these people really, really love their dogs. And all the reports coming in, they're close, so it's only a matter of time.
And you know the sad thing on that, Jerry? If you got an old dog and it's a good one, and you know we're going to lose it sooner or later because we don't live nobody anything. Yeah. So we get a young one to learn the behavior of your old dog. Now they've lost all of that chain reaction of having the dog that they like to train from their other dog.
Yeah, that's basically what they do with these German short hairs. They're great hunting dogs, and he takes a lot of time to train them. And then you're right, they actually use them to help train the other dogs, or the other thing. So they just, and the bond that you attach with a pet is just incredible. We lost our Isabel, was a boxer. And we had her for 10 years. And you know what? Not to show you that I'm feeling bastard or anything like that, but, my grandmother died, I didn't cry. My father died, I didn't cry. Our dog passed away on the night of my birthday, and we knew she was going down. And, it was kind of a shock at the time that it did. And I took that dog to the vet the next morning because she died about 11 o'clock at night, just done, ran and out, done. And I took her to the vet the next morning to drop her body off to be cremated. After I dropped that dog off, I sat in that parking lot and I bawled for 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And now the problem is we have another dog, and she's always grew up with Isabel. And that dog has, I swear to God, she has separation anxiety.
And it happens.
And she has tore the hell out of a $300 wooden door to prove it. And they change. So they're more than dogs, people. They're more than dogs. So
Amen.
I'm making a plea to you now. Yeah, they might be some fine hunting dogs, but they're just asking for please. They want these dogs back. And more than that, I cannot do but try, like I said, try to appease to the kinder side. Take them down to Humane Society. Drop them off. No questions asked, and we can
forget the reward,
and we can put the end to this. That's what they're asking. We'll take one final call, and then we're going to call our show. Hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. Who do we got on?
It's John.
How you doing, John?
Oh, pretty good.
So, where you going fishing today, buddy?
Well, maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know him, Randy?
No, I was just thinking of the days because we're going to have more sun tomorrow. So
we're going to have more sun tomorrow.
This pressure we got right now really help you fishing.
Right, a little bit. But anyway, so you want some JB's fish sauce. What flavor are you looking for, my man?
Oh, that anise.
You want to try some of my anise?
Yeah.
All right. Cool beans. Come out here to the station. We're at 3218 Mulberry Avenue, Muscatine. Just tell them you were a big winner on Jerry's Outdoor Show. We'll have it sitting out there for you, bud.
Okay. I got a question, though.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
If you guys can find out, when did they change the boat registration from July 4th to April 30th?
Oh, man. That's been a while ago.
I'm fixing up my dad's old boat, and the last sticker was 1965.
See, that's what we was talking about earlier. It's going to be, you can get it done, but you're going to have patience, and you're going to have to get a hold of it.
Well, usually not when it's...
I've kept it up to date.
Right.
But I'm taking the old ones off, and the last one on the boat, or the first one, was July 4th in 65.
See, I was born in 66, and I didn't start fishing until 67, so you might have to ask these older guys like Randy and Lonnie about that. But no, we can look that up, and if I look that up, John, I'll tell you what, I'll get it out there on the show next week.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, bud.
Thank you.
All right. Cool beans. So there you go.
Make a note of that.
Yeah, because everyone that I've ever, all my dad's boats and all that's always been April.
But see, he's
30th.
kept his tags up, he said.
Right.
But that little number that they want now is not there.
HNI
Because they never
tags.
had them back then.
Well, they had different boat manufacturers. It was just like helter-skelter.
Right.
Everybody had their own thing. So what they're
ABC,
trying
1,
to
2,
do is
3.
homogenize it all down so that they have a proper number to go with it. And the thing is, what they want you to put those numbers on so you can see if the boat's stolen, if somebody took a grinder and tried to grind it off there, you know. So, like I said, it doesn't cost nothing. It's no big deal.
No.
It's in compliance, and you don't want to be stopped by a DNR. You have to come in just because you ain't got that on there. You're just trying to pass it on. It takes no more than 10 minutes to get her done, a few phone calls, and you're good to go. So other than that, what do you guys got going on this weekend, Randy? You want to go fishing this afternoon? Liar.
You ain't even right. Just because of last night. See how he is?
Last night, last week, last month, last year. That's what happens when you talk to Randy Brewer backwards.
I'll see you at daybreak in the morning. How's that?
Daybreak? I was thinking about going to Diamond Lake. You want to go in the morning?
You want to pull my boat or Diamond Lake or?
I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
All right, let's get off the air and go out back.
All right, we'll go out back. How about you, Lonnie? What you got cooked up?
Well, I've got some work to do around the place, of course, but I'm considering.
You work more now that you're retired than you did when you worked.
Yeah.
Who did all that mowing and keeping that camp?
Well, that's what the wife asked me too. When'd you find time to do that? With working on top of it, but I plan on doing a little moonlight fishing tonight.
All right, cool beans.
Yeah.
You and the missus?
She expressed some.
That
interest.
means no.
Are you on the river or in your pond?
In the pond.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
in the pond.
I got a friend like that. He's got his own fish aquarium he fishes out. What's his nickname? 'Cause he don't want his name on it.
Yeah, you Silky Jones?
Silky Jones. There you go.
He brought it up, Silky. I didn't. Hey, for Jerry's Outdoor Show, for Lonnie Ford, for RB, and my good friend Wes Jordan, Brad Hesford, we're going to slide out here. We'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
You've been
folks.
listening to Jerry's Outdoor Show. Special thanks to Indian Creek Lure Company, the Sicilian Pizzeria Wilton, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Pierce Custom Rods, Tailwater Marine, Deaf Guy Taxidermy, and RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. Tune in every Friday morning at 10 a.m. right here on AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC, the voice of Muscatine.
Well, I love her, but I love to fish. I spend all day out on this lake, and hell is all I can.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle.